Welcome to another episode of Why I Love, a series where I talk about my favorite fighting game characters and what makes them special to me. Today we discuss Answer, a stylish ninja who debuted as the final character added to GGXrd Rev 2. I usually focus heavily on gameplay for these videos, but Answer's aesthetic is a core reason as to why I love the character, so I'd just like to point some things out to you that I'm a big fan of. Answer is Chip Zanufs, the president of the Eastern Chip Kingdom's chief of staff. Answer is a very busy man, having to help run a country and all, so his ninja duties are multitasked along with his desk work, earning him the title of Business Ninja. This is very clearly reflected in Answer's design. He wears a sleek gray suit, uses his business cards as caltrops, and funniest is Answer's glasses. Answer's got crazy ninja powers, and has activated his third eye, which also needs to wear glasses, apparently, giving him these tri-spectacle glasses that are goofy, charming, and wholly unique to Answer's character design. This character is reflected very heavily in Answer's animations and gameplay in a way I love as well. Answer fights while on the phone in every match, meaning every single one of his animations needs to be designed so that Answer can hold his phone in one hand and fight with the other, which, while firstly is a crazy stylish flex, also makes each and every one of his attack animations extremely impressive due to the designers throwing in this huge roadblock for the animators, seemingly just because they knew they could do it. I'm also a huge fan of Answer's sound design, with highlights such as his command grab having an extremely satisfying sound to sell the speed and power of the Izuna drop, and his scroll dashes are so incredibly punchy and quick to make the combos feel so extra satisfying to perform. His scroll dashes, Answer's core mechanic. Answer is built around his scrolls, placeable objects that Answer can set 2 at a time in up to 4 different positions. He can have 4 scrolls out at a time, and they will disappear either when replaced, after a short period of time, or when Answer uses them. Answer's scrolls behave super uniquely as they act like a stance for Answer that can only be activated when he passes by them. This is done by returning the stick to neutral during whatever Answer is currently doing, and as long as Answer is airborne, he can cling onto a scroll during anything, even startup, active, or recovery frames of his attacks. Hang on, wait a minute, is that... Yep. This part of Answer's theme is what I use as the outro music for my videos. I just thought I'd point that out. This allows Answer to augment his pressure in really fun and interesting ways, as he has to consider whether he'll be able to cling onto a scroll or not during his routing, as if he can't jump cancel a normal or use his parry to cling at close range, he'll have to end his offense and either go for a setup or one final frame trap. If Answer is able to hop onto a scroll, he becomes an immediate deadly threat, with 5 follow-ups corresponding to each attack button that he can perform to run offense on the opponent. P is an enhanced version of his counter that tracks the opponent, K drops him straight down, S teleports him to the ground with a sliding low, H performs an overhead, and D is his scroll dash. Scroll dash is where Answer's true depth lies. This is a fast, high-damage, 9-way air dash that launches Answer with a hitbox in any selected direction or towards the nearest scroll that can be cancelled into any one of Answer's scroll specials or air specials. This means that an expert Answer player can chain scroll dashes together to run devastating offense, perform extremely hard-to-spot mix-ups, and move around the screen at incredible swiftness. Speaking of speed, just like his boss, Answer has it in spades. Forgetting about the scroll dash for a moment, Answer has a relatively fast run, a very fast command dash in Resho, a sliding special move that activates a hitbox when he gets close to an opponent, a teleport he can access after throwing his card projectile, which we'll discuss more later, and a very unique super jump. Answer's super jump has an extreme diagonal angle and sends him very fast, letting him mix up his air mobility extremely effectively and jump to faraway scrolls with little issue. This combined with his ability to use his scroll dashes and its follow-ups for additional air mobility makes Answer extremely tricky to catch provided he has the setup he needs, and hitting the opponent with even just one stray scroll dash can be enough for Answer to score a beefy combo and knockdown in order for him to begin his offense. In a game like GGXrd, it should be no surprise that Answer has incredibly deep and varied offense. Let's get explaining one bit at a time, starting with scrollless offense. Answer has a fairly standard set of frame traps in his normal gatlings. A throw baiting 6H that will destroy anyone trying to back throw him for a close range meaty, a plus on block 2S that lets him threaten staggers or his Izuna drop, a command grab that while lacking in damage makes up for it with ridiculous corner carry and setup opportunity. If the opponent blocks Answer to the end of its normal string, he can reset with a quick scroll set for added screen control, frame trap with Resho for a potential knockdown on counter hit, or use his card projectile to frame trap and get better positioning and screen control. The card is generally less advantageous than Resho, and doesn't get him a combo on hit, but if Answer jump installs his card toss, allowing him to throw it farther past the special cancel window, Answer can YRC the startup of this card to make it insanely plus, letting him run up and extend offense with a card underneath the opponent. This and the ability to set scrolls and YRC them for added pressure forms the crux of Answer's scrollless offense. Post-card YRC Answer's basic offense is an enhanced version of his standard pressure due to the added threat of the card. This card has 2 follow-ups that can be used to threaten movement and damage in ways Answer can't normally. Answer can summon a clone from the card that will track the opponent's position within a short radius and slash up with the katana. This attack is plus on block and launches for a combo on hit, meaning that getting hit by Answer matters much more with the card active, as Answer's previous subpar enders in card and Resho get replaced by a launch into a full combo. This pressure is then layered over and over again if Answer has scrolls out, letting him perform a scroll dash, using his K follow-up to drop, do standard offense, scroll dash, and do it again. Answer also has trickier offensive options, such as the ability to combo off his overhead with a scroll dash provided he has 2 set up, the ability to drop down and quickly command grab the opponent, and cross-up setups that become increasingly harder to react to the better knockdown Answer has when using the scrolls. All of this seems disgustingly powerful, and while it is, there are things the opponent can do to make Answer's offense a little trickier for him. Most infamous is Answer's weakness to blitz. Almost all of Answer's scroll options are a few things: mids or overheads, and not gapless. This means that anytime Answer performs any scroll action, the opponent can activate Standing Blitz Shield to beat a large majority of his options, and since Answer is airborne, the opponent gets a nice combo on reject to completely reverse what should be Answer's offense. He can call this out with either the slide follow-up or an empty low, but both of these are fairly risky, and only the slide has high reward, with it also being the most committal option Answer has on a scroll. Second is that a few of Answer's options get much weaker if the opponent can instant block his pressure, turning some of his scroll dash scenarios into mash-out opportunities and also opening new slots for the opponent to DP, which Answer also somewhat struggles against. That being said, if Answer is able to secure a hit with a scroll still standing, such as baiting a DP or a standard opening, he can perform flashy, high-damage scroll dash combos that let him keep his offense and damage the opponent, albeit with one notable exception. That exception being that Answer respects women. Okay, allow me to explain. In GGXrd, characters have weights. This determines how high they're launched in combos, and semi-controversially, every female character is a lightweight. Answer has the unique struggle of being unable to perform his best combos versus lightweights, meaning he loses Oki and damage on the entire female cast with just a couple exceptions. For example, here's a standard scroll dash B&B, and here's what the routing adjustment looks like on a woman. I can respect a little bit of chivalry, but come on Answer, I'd like to win a match versus Elfelt sometime in the next year. Answer also has very outstanding neutral options, obviously partially because of his movement, but his buttons and other tools are also exceptional as well. Answer's buttons are actually pretty quick and long range, with his 2S having lightning fast total duration and being plus, 5H being fast and forward advancing, his sweep being super huge, and his cards being extremely useful neutral check to keep the ground in his control. Answer can also use card YRC in neutral, and this is maybe the strongest projectile YRC in the game. The only way to describe this is as a laser, being instantaneous full screen coverage and plus frames for 25 bar. And if Answer's 25 meter options weren't good enough without this, they certainly are with. This is also accentuated with the fact that Answer's 50 meter options generally suck ass. Answer has 2 of the worst supers in the game, with one being a completely unexceptional rushing super that does less damage than if Answer had just used his meter elsewhere, and his cinematic super just being straight up garbage. With the initial hitbox only being directly above Answer, being super slow even assuming the hitbox connects with the opponent, and also doesn't do great damage. This has one singular use to end a scroll dash combo in the corner if Answer needs the kill, but the timing on it is extremely tight and character specific, so it's almost not even worth it to try. Again, especially remembering Answer can use the meter on 2 complete block string resets or auto neutral skips, it's no surprise that people aren't using these supers very often. I mentioned earlier in the video that Answer was the last released character in Guilty Gear Xrd, and that's a bit of a unique talking point too. Answer has never been playable before in Guilty Gear, has a super obtuse kit that requires multiple layers to execute, and has a lot of character-specific interactions with his moveset. This led to Answer being very underdeveloped during the final stretch of GGRev2's lifespan as a main tournament game. A lot of people wrote off Answer's kit as being weak due to these circumstances, but recently the public opinion of Answer has been going up, with strong players performing well on the character online, and I'm super stoked about it. I think Answer's uniqueness makes him really cool and exciting, and not only do I hope to see him shoot up the tier list as time goes by, but I'm absolutely one of the proud few Answer fans holding out for his addition into Strive. If you liked this look into one of my favorite characters from Guilty Gear, please show support by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. But for now though, that's all. This has been Adventure, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.